These solar panels aren't working as hard as they could be. It's one of the biggest ironies in the renewables industry that solar PV installations tend to produce their maximum amount of energy when most people are out at work. So to get around this, you either set timers on appliances and have them running when you're out of the house, always a little bit of a fire risk, or you sell it back to the grid for a paltry sum, and then in the evening when you're cooking, showering, dishwashering, tumble dryering and doing all the other energy heavy activities that you need to do, use the premium, top quality, eye-wateringly expensive electrons that the energy providers break out at peak times. And so many people are looking to energy storage devices for their properties to harvest cheap electricity and then use it at peak times when it would cost an absolute fortune. The challenge is that adding batteries to your solar PV installation can be very costly, take up quite a bit of space, and simply isn't an option for some people. However, it's possible you've already got a super simple, very efficient, ready-made energy storage solution already installed in your property that with the simplest of tweaks can get you saving both energy and money. It's this, the humble hot water cylinder and immersion heater. This typical 150 litre cylinder will store between 7 and 8 kilowatt hours of energy in the form of hot water. Once upon a time, it would have caused severe chest pains for any dad to hear the click of the immersion heater switch as it would start to heat water with the ferocity and cost of 1,000 kettles. Now, however, it's his new best friend because it can use lots of lovely free energy directly from the sun, and then the whole family can shower on rotation into the dark of night. To make this possible and effective, all you need is one of these. It's the PV1000 Boostmaster from Timeguard, and it can stop you from wasting your hard-earned lecky. Installation is simple. You just install the PV boost controller between the immersion isolation switch and the immersion, adding an extra bit of flex if it's needed. If you have 2 immersion heaters in your cylinder, the PV1000 can cope with that as it has 2 heater outputs. Then, in order to monitor whether you're importing or exporting electricity, you have this little CT clamp that goes around the line conductor between the utility meter and consumer unit. It's got these handy markings on the top to make sure you get it the right way round. Just bear in mind that the arrows are pointing to the meter or the consumer load along the conductor it's wrapped around. It might be that they're physically the other way round, so when you clip it on, follow the direction the arrow points along the conductor until you hit the meter. Then you know you've got it right. Now, this needs to send a signal to the boost controller to make it work properly, but there's no need to install a cable as it's all done wirelessly via the sender unit. And just to make things even easier, it doesn't require a fixed power supply. After all, how many people have a socket outlet in their meter cupboard? The sender is battery powered with 3 AA's, and in bold defiance of the social norm, batteries are included. This lead from the CT clamp just plugs into the sender and it's good to go. There's a very simple pairing process where you just press the display and change buttons on the boost controller and then the pairing button on the sender, and that's it. They'll happily communicate away, and when the CT clamp detects that you're starting to export current, the boost controller will operate a contactor inside itself and start using the excess current to heat the hot water in the tank instead of sending it to the grid, meaning you won't be paying for either expensive gas or electricity to heat your tank. But if you then start to use more electricity in the property and you start to draw current from the grid, the boost controller will switch off the immersion heater so that the power from the solar panels will get used elsewhere in the property. So basically, it's an incredibly easy bit of kit to install that will allow you to use free energy. Now, the final point to cover is that once you've started using this bit of kit, you're going to start obsessing about how it's performing. Am I exporting or importing? Am I saving money? How are the batteries doing in that sender? And I could crack open the airing cupboard and cycle through the information that the screen on the controller displays, but let's be honest, it's not the most convenient thing to do, and standing on the landing staring into the airing cupboard seems a little bleak, even for me. Well, this is where the PV1000 really stands out because it comes with this monitor. Again, it connects to the controller wirelessly. It just needs a 5-volt USB supply to power it up, and then you've got all the data your heart could desire. It'll tell you how much energy the immersion is using, which of the 2 immersions is currently active. It monitors the signal and battery strength from the sender and the signal from the controller. And as well as some handy time, date, temperature and humidity info, it also tells us really clearly how much energy we've been saving. If I press the display button, it will tell me how much energy I've saved today, yesterday, in the last week, the last month, and the total savings since I installed the PV1000. I could put the monitor in the lounge for the whole family to bask in its energy saving glory, but somehow I fear it won't be appreciated. So I've positioned it here instead in my study on my desk. So now I'm surrounded by my favourite things: books, data, and a constant reminder that I'm harvesting free energy. Bliss. For more information or to get hold of yours, click the link in the description, and all that remains in this video is to say thank you very much for watching.